Hey, and welcome into Vinny Rottino Baseball Academy. This is the channel where we are breaking down players. We're taking a look at some swings. We're having you guys send in some virtual instruction here for me to kind of break down, help you guys out. If you guys want me to take a look at your son or daughter's swing or even your own swing, go ahead and send it to me, Vinny Rottino Baseball Academy at gmail.com. I will go ahead and take a look at it, see if I can help out, and we'll post a YouTube video for it. So it's been a lot of fun doing this. Also, it's just a channel just to kind of talk baseball, talk through some things that I've learned about the game over the years. Would love for some continued interaction about some of this stuff and asking questions and just again a channel where we can all grow and learn in the game, and that's what it's all about. Some of the best learning experiences that I've had in the game, my 2 decades in the game, is just asking questions and listening to other guys that have kind of been there, done that before me. So please tune in, subscribe, like, watch the videos if you so choose, and it helps me out, helps me continue to put out some baseball content like this, and I really enjoy doing it. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and thanks for subscribing. Before we get into today's breakdown, I did want to mention that the channel is brought to you by Maggie Rottino Real Estate. Maggie, my wife, and her little brother Ricky have teamed up, and they take care of all their clients in southeastern Wisconsin really, really well. They do a great job of helping them buy or sell their homes. So if you are in the market to buy or sell, make sure you're reaching out to my wife on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or her little brother Ricky on the same platforms, and just reach out to them and ask for help. Maggie Rottino, Ricky Kuiper, the names for real estate in southeastern Wisconsin. Also, this channel is brought to you by Locked On Brewers Podcast. Dom Catronio and I, now that the lockout is over, are discussing all things Brewers 5 days a week. Well, technically next week will be 5 days a week. Right now, I think we're going to do 4 days a week unless some other breaking news happens. We just broke down the Andrew McCutchen signing, which was a good signing, and so we're excited about that. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's episode on that. But make sure you are subscribing and liking Locked On Brewers Podcast, and that also helps us out. But okay, let's get into today's video. We're gonna just go ahead and break down a player named Mitch Voit, one of the top prospects, top pitching prospects in the state of Wisconsin. This kid is dynamic. This kid is a dynamic mover, really can do some things with his delivery, really impressive delivery. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. First, we're going to look at more his pitch repertoire. He's 91, 93 typically. And first of all, he's very athletic. I'm going to turn down the sound here. But he's very athletic, 6'1", 195. Probably grows an inch or two more. He's committed to the University of Michigan. He goes to Whitefish Bay High School, teammates with Jack Council at Whitefish Bay High School. But he is very athletic. He is an infielder as well, but he'll pitch in college is my understanding. But again, 91, 93. I need to share the screen here. I don't think I did that yet, but 91, 93 with the fastball. He releases it at a low release height, and he gets a ton of vertical movement. So you're thinking to yourself, why does that matter? Well, it's a deceptive fastball. The fastball really jumps on hitters. It's really plus extension as well. He really strides out there and he does a great job of getting over that front side, which also creates a situation where he's able to get really good extension, and that low release height combined is going to provide a ton of deception to that fastball. He has about 20 inches of movement on a vertical movement on that heater, which again, you're thinking, okay, why does that matter? Well, other guys that have similar movement type patterns to their fastball are guys like Freddie Peralta. Okay. So Freddie Peralta is one of the most deceptive fastballs in all of baseball. And Freddie obviously does throw it up into the 97, 98 range, but this kid really moves very dynamically, similar to a Freddie Peralta, right? So, I mean, it's a very loose upper half. His head stays on plane and stays kind of on direction all the way through release, which is super impressive to me. Stays super balanced through release, really good front foot stability. We're going to talk all through that a little bit more. But let's just take a look at his pitch repertoire here. So it's, again, well-commanded fastballs, and he's got a curveball and a changeup as well. Feel for all three. And he is just scratching the surface to what I think he can do on the mound. My friend and really good friend, and my wife's sister's husband, so my brother-in-law through marriage, Cody Winiarski, has been working with this kid for a long time. Cody's one of the best pitching coaches in the state. He's one of the best pitching coaches around. So if you are in need of pitching help, make sure you're reaching out to Cody. And I think you can just contact me and I'll get you in contact with him. But here is Mitchell. Let's take a look at that first fastball again. Well commanded down and away, 92. Look at it. It's a dynamic, athletic delivery, gets everything into it. But again, the head and everything stays in balance. And he just does a great job of getting through the baseball. There's a curveball, really good feel for that pitch, some sharpness and hard break to it. And here's the changeup. That's impressive. Just fades at 84 right at the bottom of the zone. So let's stop that share. Again, this kid is what's impressive about all these kids that I break down, especially the 2022 classes. My goodness, the talent around here is amazing, right? I mean, it is really, really impressive to see how many really talented players are coming out of the state, coming out of this area, and really are prospects to get drafted. I mean, going to big time programs. University of Michigan has been one of the better programs around. And they went to the College World Series as early as a couple of years ago. So I mean, they were in the finals for the College World Series. So I mean, these programs are legit. Jack Council, Craig Council's son, is also attending University of Michigan, but I wouldn't be surprised if both these kids got drafted before that. We'll see what happens. But here's more of a look, slow motion look at the delivery. And what you see is how far he strides out, right? So look at this stride. All right, he really gathers into that inside part of that back leg and really drives out. Okay, what you're looking at here, look at this stride length. Impressive. Okay, that is impressive. He's really getting down the hill. He's really striding out there, and that's going to create a situation, if he is flexible enough in the upper half, which he is, that he can get out in front over that front side and finish over the front side again, which is going to allow him to get that lower release height, which creates a ton of deception to the fastball. And he spins the fastball. He got good enough feel and dexterity in his fingers that he can backspin this fastball to create that deceptive move, or that deceptive life to it, where it looks like the fastball is actually rising. Again, think Freddie Peralta. All right, so now from here, so this is where his front foot lands and his arm is up. So that's a good sign. You see a right angle here from his humerus up to the forearm is a right angle, ball is up. Sometimes guys have the ball down here in this position, and that's kind of a situation where you would consider that an injury risk. Clearly not the case here. Arm up in plenty of time. So the other thing we're going to look at is this front foot stability. The front foot stays stable really well through release. Okay. Doesn't really move much at all. That is impressive. Okay. So that is a sign for increased velo going forward. As he continues to develop physically and get stronger, you can most likely see that the velo will even tick up even more from 91, 93. So that's something that you should take note of as well. So again, the finish and the head stays super quiet through release. See how the head kind of finishes towards the target. So a lot of good things going on here with Mitch Voit. This is an impressive look to such a young player. Again, the talent that is coming out around here is so impressive. And I'm looking forward to watching this kid play in college, or maybe even in pro ball, and get drafted here. I wouldn't be surprised one bit whatsoever. So he's got 3 quality pitches for strikes, feel for all of them, and the ability to really backspin that fastball with a low release height. Got a lot of pieces to really like, and can predict a lot of success for this kid going forward. So that's what I got. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys next time.